On today's episode of the Chronicles podcast, we're talking the weird, the odd, the unusual Star Wars collectibles. Hit it, Josh.
Hey.
Josh. Happy Martin Luther King Day.
Andy, here we are, man. Happy Martin Luther King Day to you, too.
Before we get rolling, can I read you my favorite Martin Luther King Jr. quote?
Absolutely.
We must develop and maintain the capacity to forgive. He who is devoid of the power to forgive is devoid of the power to love. There is some good in the worst of us and some evil in the best of us. When we discover this, we are less prone to hate our enemies.
That was beautiful.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for sharing that with us and everyone else. And speaking of everyone else, thank you for joining us in the chat. Welcome to the Chronicles. This is a bit of a landmark we've got right here, at least in the last few months. Andy,
we're back in Studio 66.
You and I are back in Studio 66, man. Together, we've got some safety protocols in place.
Always.
But it sure is nice to have you back, be able to look into your beautiful eyes from across the room and not from across the internet.
Josh, thank you for joining us this evening. I hope you've had a wonderful weekend. You can find us and the rest of the Beyond the Blast Doors network on www.com. Oh wait, there's a beyondtheblastdoors.com in there.
Don't do that.
Where we have 5 days of scheduled live content coming through Monday through Fridays. Now that the Bombad cast is going live on Thursdays.
Yeah, Bombad's live, man, where they belong, where they can cause a ruckus and you can be there to see it happen in person.
In real time.
Yeah, in real time.
Yep. And you got Pete Around the Galaxy on Tuesday, David and Beyond the Blast Doors live on Wednesdays, Bombad on Thursdays, and then we have a live call-in show Friday nights.
Beyond the Blast Doors Force Connect.
Live, where you get to be the guest.
Yeah.
And Josh, if you'd like to support us other ways than just hanging out with us in the chat, you can reach out to us on Patreon at www.patreon.com/beyondtheblastdoors.com, where for the price of a cheeseburger, you can support four shows.
That's still 5.
5 days a week content, plus articles on the website. Actually, you don't have to be a patron to enjoy those.
Yeah.
Where we have things like, when we'll get to this later, hashtag show me your collection. We're featuring Greg Cass's Star Wars room, and he has a big time thing for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Ion Cannon.
At Ion Cannon, if you're following on Twitter.
And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, hit subscribe, hit that bell button, and just so you'll know that we're around and you can hop on when we hop on, right? Like tonight. So good stuff. Great
stuff.
Yeah, let's get going here, Andy. We got a few topics.
Yes. So in the news lately, 2 things have kind of popped up, and they're topics that come up from time to time. We've talked about a couple of times in the last couple months about Walmart, and just so we're clear, my stance on Walmart is that I am done ordering pre-orders online. If I happen to see something while I'm at the store, sure. But I am done online ordering from Walmart. Josh, what about you?
You sound scorned. You sound very scorned right now.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice,
never go fool me again.
Fool me 3 times.
Yeah,
you're out.
You're out. So you're done, huh? So just a brief recap. What happened with your last Walmart order?
Canceled. And like Kaiser Sose, gone. All right. And I know you've had packaging issues with Walmart before, and it just seems like now it's a little more trouble than they're worth.
So let me ask you this. So I'll play devil's advocate here. So it sucks when you order an item or pre-order an item, and in your case, get it canceled
after waiting for it.
After waiting for it, when others are being delivered from other sites, possibly that you could have ordered from or pre-ordered from, that sucks. And in my case, it was just a stomped on
poor packing.
I mean, there was no packing in the, you have the carriers, right, that are going to ship the items between you and wherever you ordered them from. And so, they have some responsibility to take care of your package, but it's also the God, Andy, every time. It's also the shipper's responsibility to put some packing in there, and there was none in my case. So that was troubling. However, that was the first time for Walmart. So, like I said, playing devil's advocate, would you say that through the Christmas season, with a combination of probably the highest volume of shipping ever in the history of the world due to a pandemic, that perhaps Walmart and maybe even a few others just weren't prepared? And by that, I mean, they were hiring people. Training was probably at a minimum. Let's get you in. Let's get you on the warehouse floor, and let's get you packing boxes. Quality of care, maybe even vetting employees that actually care while they're working there, care to do a good job. I mean, so you have these underlying factors. I'm saying we have some condemnation going on right now.
Yeah.
Is it warranted?
Well, I'm normally a pretty understanding guy, I think. And be that as it may, if it's Walmart's fault or if it's whoever's shipping the product's fault, or it's got the Walmart name on it, right? So they're going to take the credit when it's good, and they're going to take the heat when it's bad. And even if it's everything that you said there could be valid,
right?
Other places didn't have such issues, and so I think I'll just shop other places.
Okay.
Like, I've never been burnt by ordering something online from GameStop or Entertainment Earth.
Yep.
And if I think that I can get everything that I need, I know there's going to be the occasional Walmart exclusive. That's when I'll really try and hunt them down at our own local Walmart. So that's just my stance there. And you can hold me to it.
I will.
Okay.
I will, which means I'll just be ordering 2 things from Walmart to keep you on your pedestal. Yeah, but no, that's okay. I get it. I get it. And, honestly, based off your experience and mine combined, I would be hesitant to order from Walmart first. I would definitely go, but that will not stop.
You're more of a last resort.
Yeah, more of a last resort. I kind of, I've got a little forgiveness in my heart. Not that you don't. I'm just saying that.
Now you're convicting me because I just said the quote.
Well, but hold on. I will say that Mandalorian, I didn't pre-order that particular figure, so that sucked. And especially when you're kind of waiting on it and other people are getting it, and then you just get a straight cancel. So shame on Walmart for that, or whoever the buyer was. That.
Kick to the balls.
Yeah. Well,
all right. Second thing, Josh. Second thing I want to be clear about, because again, it's come up in some other podcasts that I've listened to dealing with toys and Star Wars and stuff. And that's the notion of repro. And by repro, we mean reproduction parts, pieces, weapons and accessories, and decals.
Yeah.
I think, we've talked about this in the past. We haven't in quite a while, but our stance, my stance, and I think you agree with it, Josh, is that repro is fine with responsibility. And that responsibility is so that nobody is intentionally or accidentally deceived.
Right.
Because repro weapons and accessories especially have gotten to the point where they are very good. And it's hard to tell them from an original always. And so I can tell you that in my collection, I have 3 things that are reproduction. I have 2 snowtrooper capes, like the waistcoat capes, and 1 blue lightsaber in the style of like the Jedi Luke with the blue lightsaber. Okay. So those are the only reproduction items that I have, and I have clearly marked on them with a Sharpie in a place where you can't obviously see it.
Right.
Like on the capes on the inside, back where like the butt is, I put a R for repro. That way That way, no one's going to get, I'm not going to forget
Yeah.
if I happen to move on from the figures. No one's going to be deceived intentionally or accidentally. On the handle, on the hilt of the blue lightsaber, there are 3 dots, which is common, which is just like the originals. I have colored those in as well.
Okay.
And so it's,
So you're being a responsible repro owner,
Right.
is what you're doing.
largely, I if I get something repro, or I throw it away, because
Sure.
it just worries me that other people might get screwed, and I don't want that to happen. And I certainly don't want to have a hand in it. And so there are collectors out there that are exclusively original, which is awesome.
Sure, and to
Do
be
it.
quite honest, I mean, you and I are pretty close in that regard too. Like at all costs, we'll try and avoid a repro. But I was just going to bring up, I mean, directly behind you is the Slave One that I think I got from you. That's repro all the way. You know,
That's got reproduction decals on it.
Yep.
The parts on it.
I'm
are
sorry, that's
original.
what I meant.
Right.
But it's, I mean, it's largely repro in its visual, appearance, because without decals, kind of those ships don't look as good, right?
Right.
So
the decals do bring out the coolness factor to it. So and for those that are exclusively original, awesome, go for it, do it. As far as the resale market, reproduction parts are cheap in comparison.
right.
Reproduction decals now, and if you're going to resell something with repro decals, it doesn't really impact the value of the vehicle so much. It's just a matter of preference. Like if you have a complete Millennium Falcon with original decals versus a complete Millennium Falcon with reproduction decals, the price difference is negligible, if any, because the parts are what's important.
Yeah, the training ball.
The training ball is what's important, and they make repro those as well. But it's at that point, it's a matter of preference, right? Now, blasters, like our friend Dominic Pace, he's trying to get a run of figures, and he is getting repro weapons and accessories until he can get the originals. And I think that's a great way to collect. Again, as long as you're responsible about it, so that nobody is intentionally or accidentally deceived.
Sure.
So it's a less expensive, more cost-efficient way to get what looks great, like a full set.
Well, I know, like when I first got started collecting the vintage and really went after them, I know that, having a beat up R2 with just a mess for decals, he was endearing to me, because I was like, man, this, getting an R2, a vintage R2 at the time. And a lot of people feel this way, as we get deeper into collecting, we kind of lose some of that nostalgia as far as like what it was like to kind of pick back up your childhood and find a vintage figure. Maybe you found it at a swap meet. Maybe you found it from a guy that was selling it, locally. That was cool, because it was like, you hadn't found all the avenues that were, maybe a little more, I don't know, you could find better quality items, but also you weren't paying $5 or $10 or $15 for them. So that's where I think, buying those decals and for your own pleasure, not for any resale value or the value of your collection, just making them look nice. I think that's fine. I think it's absolutely fine. But to your point, it's to be responsible after that and never try and deceive somebody. And we've seen a lot, and there are a lot of resources out there for you to, I frequent a lot of Facebook groups, and those groups, those guys, there are guys on there that are on pro. They can spot a repro a mile away. And when they can't, then they have some very deep questions, beyond the floating, beyond all that stuff. There's like, hey, look here, like you said on the saber hilt, is there a mark, but is that mark like this? It's just, just crazy. And I haven't learned as much or retained as much as those guys. So there's some great, and I would go there immediately if I were looking for something. I'd talk to you, and I'd talk to those people on there and say, here's a picture of what I'm getting.
And I would look at imperialgunnery.com as well. That's a really nice resource. They provide pictures of correct and incorrect versions. It's just that I think even that site is having trouble keeping up with
the changes and
current technology.
Technology's crazy. Man, we've got a lot of questions in the chat and actually, or in comments. And so again, thank you for joining us. But the top comments right now are on these hats we're rocking here, Andy.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Oh, hats are hot. Oh, these
really?
guys.
This hat right here.
What's that over there? Oh, and then you lock up and get kicked out. Yeah. So lots of questions on the hats. These are not available, but we are prototyping them right now.
Yes,
so this is our kind of
sneak peek, if you will, everybody. And
but I tell you, they fit nice.
We got flat bill and rounded bill versions. Hope to have for you guys if anybody is interested.
Yeah.
We do have a merch page.
Yeah, we do. We've got a merch page. You can go. We've got some nice stuff up there. We've got some exciting. We've been, man. How many weeks do we have to hint this before we finally release it? But just not quite yet. But
maybe next week.
We've got probably one of my favorite T-shirts will go up hopefully next week. And I hope all you guys will enjoy it as much as we do, especially with the content that we're bringing to back it up. But it's just exciting. Yeah. Those hats are okay.
Those hats are. I just saw that
Jerry.
too.
Well, it's not a beanie, so yeah, we can't.
Yeah,
we'll get you one. Don't you worry.
Yeah, Meg.
Yeah, yeah, but man, we've got all kinds of stuff. We've got another big announcement today. I can't wait to get to. So.
You know what? Actually, let's just do it. Let's get to this announcement. The Holo Chronicles officially has its first sponsor.
Yay!
Hey, all right, yay.
And not just you guys. You guys are our first sponsors. You there in the chat that sponsored us by sharing and liking and showing up and talking with us. We will always forever be endeared to you. But we got our first sponsor, and I couldn't be more thrilled with who it is,
because it's a good pairing.
Yeah,
for both parties.
Yeah, for us, for the Holo Chronicles. Yeah, for sure. So we're pretty stoked about it. And I don't know. Do we just hit our little drop? We've heard of these guys. You guys have heard of them.
So let's just throw it back just a little bit. Our first sponsor is Read 5 Designs.
Yep.
And we had them on last month promoting their Kickstarter for their Star Wars action figure guide that they're putting together. Their Kickstarter met their goals. It's happening. It's following through. We couldn't be more excited about what they are making and what we're buying. Like,
yeah,
we are big fans. We're fans first of what they're doing, and so having connected with them, Greg and Johnny, they're great guys. They're big time Star Wars fans, obviously, for the project that they're putting together. They're big collectors. They love the vintage and the new. And so we decided to partner up with them. We're going to help them out in some ways. They're going to help us out in some ways, and it's going to benefit you guys.
Yeah.
We're going to benefit from it. They're going to benefit from it. And you guys are going to benefit from it. And how they will be impacting our weekly podcast is that they will be sponsoring a weekly toy feature.
Yeah.
And so, Josh, would you mind hitting that?
It's
drop?
like it's our toy reviews sponsored by Read 5. Here you go. It's this is a very important moment for us. We're diving right in. We're diving right into a review. Right, we even have a logo for these guys. I mean, how pro are we right now, huh?
We're rocking hats, new hats.
We are rocking new hats.
We have a bomb ass sponsor.
Yeah.
I mean, so anyway, our
life is good. We're in the same room.
Like, it's MLK. I mean, it's just like,
it's great.
What more could we ask for on a day like today? So today's toy review is actually going to be. Our first toy review is actually going to be some product that they have made about toys.
I think it's fitting that we reviewed their product first as the first review, right?
Yep. And so anytime they have something coming out, we'll promote it. We'll review it. Now, what I'm going to show you first are 3 posters that they have already done and are currently sold out. That's not to say that they will be sold out forever, but for now,
so we're doing a review on something you can't get.
It's a little bit of a tease.
How nice, except for Jackson. He signed up. All right. While Andy's grabbing that, you can find Read 5 Designs at www.read5.co.uk. It's a good
which will be in our description.
Which is in the description already. You can also find them on Facebook at Read5 Designs, at Read5 Designs on Instagram and Twitter, and then YouTube's just Read5 Designs as well as LinkedIn. So there's Read5 Designs. Read, kind of like red. You get it? Red 5?
X-Wing.
Except you're reading. Yeah. All right. So, all right, Andy, what do you got?
So this is their Star Wars figure poster.
Woo!
And you got to put up with a little bit of glare here from my computer and some lights, but it's all the figures on a Star Wars card back. I'm trying to get this. So.
Look, yeah,
and it's
not bad.
It's unpunched.
It's unpunched, this poster.
But anyway, this is the Star Wars version, and you've got some creatures down below.
I tell you, that just makes my heart warm.
Oh,
I want that on my wall so bad.
It looks great.
Yeah.
Doesn't even matter what kind of frame.
And so yeah, and that's what these guys do. That they're really putting an emphasis on kind of giving you the most colorful, the most detailed guide yet. And this is just extra stuff.
Empire Strikes Back card back.
Oh, look how beautiful. Look at the colors. That's my favorite.
It's got all the colors, it's got all the figures, and in the Empire Strikes Back design, it's got the same creatures again. And it's got I love that it's got
the featured
little patch there and the
General Mills. Is that General Mills?
Yeah,
What is it?
Yeah. Fun group, Star Wars action figure proof
Oh,
of purchase.
that's so cool.
Also unpunched. And then the third one, of course, is the Return of the Jedi card back version of collect all 96 figures with the same creatures
Gorgeous.
down below. Aren't these awesome? Like these are designed to look like the card backs from Star Wars Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. And it's featuring all of the figures and little creatures.
So not only are these guys giving you the ultimate reference guide in that book, but they're also kind of throwing these, because some of the orders had extras, right? And these are part of those extras.
Yes.
Depending on what level you bought in on the Kickstarter, these are coming to you. So I guess that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And now one more thing to show. And this is going to be available soon. These are things that they have done. This is something
we get a sneak peek here, folks.
Johnny told me today there's only 4 in existence right now, and we have 2 of them.
Wow. Oh, baby. Oh, man. Here, put your laptop down. Don't put it. Yeah, there you go.
Still.
Yeah, it's all right. Oh, that's so pretty.
Boba Fett, the book of Boba Fett, December 2021.
Wow. I'm just I can't wait to hang that thing up.
These will be available. They aren't yet, but they will be. And so when it goes up, we'll let you know. They'll let you know. You know, if you follow them, they'll let you know. But we'll let you know too, and you can order your very own. And this one isn't as big as the others, so it's space efficient. But not only am I totally pumped about this poster, but I'm totally pumped about December of 2021.
Yeah, and that is labeled as like hand. So I think that's
hand painted.
Hand painted. That's just awesome.
Yep, awesome.
1 of 4, Andy.
1 of 4 currently. There'll be more.
There will be more. You can all have one. It's okay. Well, some of you can if you get on quick enough.
So anyway, that's our first little toy review there, sponsored by Read5 Designs.
This has been a Read5 toy review. We gotta work on how pro we are with this here.
Hang on. Let me throw up a couple of
put some chats up there. It's always crazy.
Scuba Pete. Welcome, Scuba Pete. Good to see you, buddy. Toy artistry.
Yes.
So sweet. Most impressive.
I don't know what that
Anthony
means.
says, okay, it's a poster with the iconic Star Wars logo with the twins. You got me with wash hands.
You got me. Wash hands. That's what he's doing.
Yes, yes.
Or wash hands, I think is maybe he's clapping.
Okay, so chat, tell me which poster of those 4, if you could only get one, which one is it going to be?
Yeah.
Because
That's an interesting question.
That's a very interesting question. One that probably has some psychological ramifications, but I would love to dive into that a little bit.
We'll answer it. Answer it then. Answer it for you. What would it be? Which one?
Oh,
Star Wars card back, Empire card back, Jedi card back, or the Book of Boba Fett exclusive
God,
poster.
I didn't want to answer it.
Well, don't ask. Hey, don't dish out what you can't take, buddy.
I think I got. I think I go Return of the Jedi.
Really?
Yeah, with the yellow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm Empire.
Okay.
I love that card back. It's just so beautiful. I think for whatever reason, well, obviously I know the reason because I was almost old enough to understand what Empire was and the toys, and that was probably the toys that I got for Christmas. Well, definitely, I know they were. I got pictures, but so that card back just triggers something.
Yeah. Nick says Empire.
Yeah. Now it's a close one. Now my collector brain and kind of like the whole I need to have the set is like no, I'm going with Book of Boba Fett because if I can only get one of the card backs, then I'm missing 2 others.
You're not
right?
Get the shakes.
Yeah.
Greg says A New Hope. Jackson says Empire. Sure, you don't want to change your answer? No.
Come on, really, Book of Boba. No, I like Empire. No, I'm okay. I'll run with the lemmings, bro.
Rook's in the house. Rook says Fett. He says Fett.
Yeah.
Shabby says the Collect All 96 poster, which I believe is the Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
Galanorian Saber says Boba Fett.
All right.
JD, Boba Fett.
Here's what I like.
Cannon Junkie, Jerry, Boba Fett.
A New Hope.
Spacehead Studio, ESB poster. Those colors.
Yes. I agree, Studio. I agree.
Scuba, Empire. Matt, Empire. Gilster, Book of Boba Fett. Count, Book of Boba Fett. Anthony, The New Hope. It's classic. Yes, you're not wrong.
That's interesting. That is interesting. I think that speaks to how cool these posters are because we had a pretty good cross section there. We had a heavy Empire, some heavy Boba, but then we threw in some with Return of the Jedi.
All were represented.
Yeah, I like it.
That's great.
There's another Return of the Jedi from Apprentice Ewok, Brandon.
Well, look at the guy with the tag Ewok on it.
I mean,
he's going to lean Jedi. Right?
Yeah, he's got to go Jedi. He's got all his boys on there.
It's his brand. It's his brand.
Too good. Too good. Well, exciting stuff. Again, we want to thank Read 5 Designs for being
Greg
a part of the
Johnny.
Holo Chronicles. And we want you to encourage you guys, if you haven't checked out their product, go check it out. Like I said, links are in the description. They are well worth it. They're good guys too. We've been on a few calls with them, and they stayed up till 3 a.m. to come on one of our shows. I mean, they're hardworking. This is what I get from them. If you're going to put a product out, it's really nice to know that the guys that are behind the product love Star Wars as much as you do and are working their asses off to get it right. So what more can you ask for? Price really doesn't buy that.
Nope.
You can't buy that. So it's good stuff. All right. Well, what do we got next here, Andy?
Well, let's talk about our main topic for today. And that is the weird, the odd, the strange and unusual Star Wars collectibles that we might actually have in our collections. Like well, let me start by saying this, Josh. For 40 plus years, you can find a Star Wars anything. Toothbrush.
Yeah.
Sheets.
Yeah.
Toys.
Underwear.
What was it?
Funderwear.
No, wait.
Underoos. Yeah.
Not funderwear.
Well, it depends on how you're wearing them.
Could be, I guess. But you can find Star Wars branded anything. There was dishware.
Yeah.
I mean, literally anything. And with that, there are some strange and unusual Star Wars items in existence. And we're not even talking necessarily old stuff. Like there's some weird new stuff too.
Sure.
Things that I shouldn't. For me to call something weird, one man's treasure is another man's junk.
Well, it's
but
also not an insult.
it's
Like
not
sometimes you buy
necessarily.
something because it is weird, and you're like, I love that.
I love that it's different
Right.
and unusual and unique, because very few people will have that in their collection,
Right.
like I do.
Right.
So that has been some motivation why we have purchased some of the things that we've gotten.
Absolutely.
And we just wanted to go over a few with you. I think we have 10 things.
We have 10. A few you've seen before if you've been watching our show for a while, and we like to bring those back just as kind of anchors to like
This is who we are.
Keep us tied to the weird and odd and strange. But yeah, which one do you want to start with first here?
I don't care. Just pop one up here, because
let's go with this guy. I'm interested in this dude right here.
Okay. This is a Yoda statue made out of motorcycle parts.
This is metal Yoda right here.
Mm-hmm.
So metal. Like, what's the name of this guy's band?
Dago Bras. I don't know.
That's a great question for the chat. Here it goes. Oh, I don't know.
Green jelly.
Green jelly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yoda and the Hogs. Maybe. I don't know. We'll leave it to the chat. They're smarter than we are. We have a show to do here.
Yeah, right.
Continue on.
Right. So my wife got me this.
Okay.
I think for like our first anniversary, or maybe it was my birthday for the first year we were together.
So we're still defining boundaries on collecting here.
Yeah. So I've had this for a number of years now, but
that is interesting.
But my wife got it for me. She got it down at the beach at
how big is it?
It's about this big.
Well, you're not on camera. Say it out loud.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's about 7-8 inches tall.
Okay.
And it's heavy. It's very heavy.
Well, it looks like it.
The head swivels, and it does have some moving parts to it. But this is not something I have ever seen anywhere else, right? This is one of those one of a kind. It was an artisan in Cannon Beach made it, just put together with some bike parts. And
speaking of Cannon Junkie comes up with Yoda head. And I think he wins.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yoda head is awesome. Oh, hold on. Jackson says he has What They Grow Beyond is the ultimate band name for that guy.
Okay.
Oh man, Yoda and Chains.
That's pretty good.
Metal heavy is. See this. See.
Yep. Thank you.
We have shows to do.
Yes.
They got time to think of creative
we
stuff.
Set you up. You knock them down.
Knock them down. Baby.
All right. So yeah. So this is from my wife. This is my Yoda statue.
Okay. All right. So I would have liked to have been there to have seen your face on. Would you say this was your first anniversary?
It was either our first anniversary or my first birthday as a couple together.
Okay. So I mean, were you shocked? Were you thrilled? Were you confused?
Okay. Well, first of all, my wife has a big Star Wars tattoo on her leg.
Right.
So she's down with Star Wars.
Okay.
So I knew that. But for her to
it was probably a prerequisite for dating.
It checked off a box.
Sure.
Okay. So no, it was just like, wow, like this is so cool.
So unique. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what else would you say to something like that? It's like, I was blown away because it was unique, and come to find out it's a little spendy too.
Yeah.
But
paying by the pound.
Yeah, no doubt. But it was just, I was blown away because it was so unique and so cool.
All right. Okay. Let's dive into, since we got, we already mentioned Apprentice Ewok. We could probably go back to back with these two guys. Tell me about this little weirdo.
So this is an Ewok piggy bank.
Okay.
Okay. I believe it's even titled as a Wicket piggy bank.
Oh, Wicket on the drums.
Yeah. So I love this for two reasons: Star Wars, first of all, and drums.
Sure.
Because I do play the drums a little bit. And
I thought it was going to be for saving money to buy more collectibles because it's a piggy bank.
Yeah, well, that's what I should be.
But that
doing
thing's
with it,
always empty, isn't it?
is tapped out. Yes. So this is not something that I've not seen elsewhere. In fact, I think I think Roe has one.
Yeah.
But it's just different enough. It doesn't quite look like Wicket. I mean, it's a branded item. It's not like some offshoot, phony thing that people are just trying to capitalize on a likeness. It's a licensed piece of merchandise.
We've got some of the unlicensed stuff.
yeah, that's also fun too. And we'll get to that. But this is just something unusual, unique. I don't really have other things like this in my collection, but it does exist, and you can find them. And they're just a little weird, a little Wicket playing the drums.
Okay. I mean, just like you said, Star Wars anything.
Yeah.
You're going to piggy bank it. Throw it out there.
It's more unusual than it is weird, I would say.
Sure. All right. Well, let me throw out one of mine then.
Okay. Let's see it.
Okay. This one I just found and I'm thrilled with. And I don't know if it's quite strange or it's to me, it's fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating. And it's not something that I think a lot of people have. And it's one of the greatest treasures I've ever pulled out of one of these purchases. And that is the Pop-Up Guide to the Galaxy by Matthew Reinhardt.
Oh,
it is absolutely fascinating, the level of detail that is in this book. I only have one picture of the inside, and I'll show you guys now. And that it just doesn't do it justice, which is why I didn't take pictures of all of them. I was just like, I'm actually going to do a read of this book, kind of a 2-med style. Just sit down, open it up. Because look, if you look where it says Citizens of the Galaxy or at the
top left,
but actually down at the bottom left, you can't tell, but that is another pop out. So that opens up and shows 2 or 3 more characters or creatures from the galaxy, Citizens of the Galaxy. Then you see where it says Xenobiology, same thing. That opens up and shows more pop outs as well. And then you can close this book. I'm just fascinated by pop outs because to me, they're like magic. I mean, the level of engineering and thinking that had to go into a book that closes and then reveals this Rancor. And by the way, there's an AT-AT in there, or an AT-AT, whatever you want to call it there. And then on that same page is a speeder. And I mean, it's just absolutely one of the, ion cannon. Perfect. It's incredible. That is the perfect word. It's absolutely incredible. I was walking around the house with this thing, showing my family. I'm like, check this out, watch. And I'm opening it up. And of course they're rolling their eyes because I look like a little kid.
But then you called me.
Then I called you. And I think you were just trying to hang out with your wife, and I made you go through like 3 or 4 pages with me.
No, it was 9:30. We were laying in bed watching TV, and I got a FaceTime call from Josh, and it was like, well, at 9:30 at night, that's not really normal, so I better take this. And
you never know if he's in trouble.
And if I need to bail him out of jail or something.
Again.
But yeah, he then proceeds to walk my wife and I through a number of
it was
pages
like a bedtime story,
and it was actually pretty fun. So yeah,
actually pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't think like, hey, your buddy calls you up and interrupts the television show with your wife in bed and reads you a pop-up book. Like, you wouldn't think like, okay, that's on my top 20 things to do after 9. But you know what? It was pretty good. And to the point where I want to flip through this book.
You should. And here's Ion Cannon says again here, you see a lot of those beat up. Here's the thing about this thing. I'm fascinated by it. It gave me, I hate to say this, but I get some certain items in. I'm like, got it. Checking off a list in the collection. But that thing, I pulled it out, I opened it up, it was sealed. And so I was like, hesitant to break the seal. It's just a plastic, cellophane bag. But I opened it up and there it was. And I was just blown away. So I checked the price on eBay. It's worthless. Nobody wants this thing. And I'm like, what are you kidding me? That's what Ion Cannon said. You see a bunch of beat up copies. It's nobody wants this thing for any amount of money other than it's less than the sticker price, which of course is less than they charge now.
What is it, like $12? You can get them
for 20, between 10 and $20. I mean, you can get on right now and buy this thing and absolutely be blown away. It's just an interactive experience. I don't know. I'm overselling it, but I just that's how I felt. That's why I called you at 9:30 and read you a pop-up book.
I mean,
you and your wife.
You don't call me excited about Star Wars things too often, and this was one of those times.
I'm such a nerd.
Maybe you're the weird.
Maybe I'm the weird and the strange. But yeah, so there you go. It's a beautiful book. Go get it. It's you can find them on eBay for $10 or $15. You will get that and more in the first 3 pages, and that's before you get to the end. I won't spoil the end. By the way, it's not a story, but I won't spoil it. All right, let's move on here, Andy. As we talk about the odd and the weird. This one baffles me.
Okay.
Is this yours?
This is mine. I do own this.
And you kept it?
Yes.
Okay.
I got this at what was described as the biggest garage sale in the nation.
Oh, Terry Taylor, huh?
No.
Oh, that's different.
That's the biggest garage sale in Cowlitz County.
I didn't know what they ranked at.
But this was I got this down at in Vancouver at the I don't know, that big by the amphitheater there, you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, no, I've never been.
Okay.
So big garage sale.
That's how they describe it. The largest garage sale, and maybe it's in the Northwest.
Okay.
This was the only Star Wars thing I found there. And there were hundreds of garage sale sellers at this thing, inside the pavilion, outside, all over.
This was the only thing?
This was the only thing.
That's impossible.
It was crazy. And believe me, I was hustling through all of it. I got this for under $10. It's got one of those little round switch lights. It goes off and on, but what you can't really see in the picture is that the light comes through the brain-like skull cap on top, right? Light comes through it. It's porous. And that just adds to the weirdness of it.
Yeah.
But there is also, come to find out later on, there is a Yoda version of this as well, with the hard, smooth ears, but the brainy, like green top of the head.
Oh, nice.
So
I can't wait.
Well,
are you saying this isn't a one-off? This isn't somebody created this?
No, this is a licensed product.
Oh my goodness. This is awful, by the way.
I believe this was from the 90s.
But like, I wouldn't own
which
this.
Actually explains a few things.
It sure does. But this is terrifying.
Yeah, it's weird. And that's why, you know what? It's weird, but you know what? Nick has one. I just saw it yesterday.
Does he?
Yep.
Oh, so you guys are kind of doing your brain trust here, huh? Just getting them all out there. Come on. Wow, that is a terrible piece. I'm glad you own it.
Yeah, it sits on my desk downstairs next to my laptop, and it just looks at me, and it's weird. And I should point out too, Josh, that it rests on a spring, kind of a spring.
Oh, good.
So if you touch it, the head wobbles. Like
sure,
it's like on a weak neck.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah,
terrible.
It's weird.
All right. We've seen this before out of my collection, and I got this from you as one of my favorite gifts. It's odd in the sense that it's nearly not a functional cup. It's too big. You're going to hurt your mouth or your teeth, and whatever you put in there. Yeah, where'd I put it? There he is. Grab it. Whatever you put in there is way at the bottom because it's darn big. But yeah, here, if you want, you can camera that up. A second. There you go. There he is. He's got beautiful blue eyes.
Beautiful blue eyes.
Closer. Look at him. And then what's on the back? Show him the back. May the force be May the force focus.
Okay.
There we go. Not Ford focus. Force focus. There you go.
And it bears mentioning what's on the very bottom too.
Copyright 1977.
Yep. This is one of the first licensed products that George Lucas put out. It's a Rumpf mug. We've talked about these before. They are absolutely beautiful. They are hand painted, each one of them. So technically no two are exactly alike. I have one of these as well, and it is slightly different. You just have to pour more beer into it.
He's
But
right.
You're not wrong. I know
He's
that.
right. But I got to tell you, you gotta be hitting the gym to keep up on the pour.
It's a weighty object.
It's shrinking out of my dad's head, says Jackson. There it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what? We'll just leave
Actually,
that there.
I'd like to see a picture of your dad, Jackson, and see how close it matches up.
Yeah.
But anyway, they made 3 of these. There's an Obi-Wan Kenobi. There's a Chewbacca that is also kind of this brownish color as well. And the Chewbacca is the one that George Lucas absolutely loved, had it on his desk for many years. And then there's a shiny black Darth Vader ceramic head.
Awesome. Well,
But yes,
I
awesome.
still love that. I still love that piece. It hangs around the studio here. It moves around. I've never put a liquid in it, but it is a fixture in Studio 66.
It's awesome.
Yeah, good stuff. All right.
One of my favorite Star Wars items.
And then we're kind of getting down to the end. We'll give this last Ewok here a little. this creeper.
Okay, so
what's this guy doing?
This is a Wicket shampoo bottle.
Mm.
Yeah. So the head pops off.
Of course it does.
Head pops off, and you can unscrew a little white cap, and there was shampoo inside, and now there's not. But I kept the bottle. Actually, I didn't keep it. I got it in a collection that I purchased, and I never got rid of it.
Well, that's you know. And here's the deal. We couldn't put up all the stuff because some of that stuff is passed through. I mean, if you think about the Jar Jar tongue thing, whatever the heck
sucker.
that was. Yeah, that was awful. I mean, there's a bunch. And I've received tons of terrible Star Wars merchandise as gifts that have vanished from my possession. But some of them just kind of are endeared to you. And speaking of endeared, because we do have Canon Junkie in the room. I just want to put this guy up here because we got it during our Christmas special.
Yeah,
I got it. It is now ranked as one of the weirdest, oddest, strangest pieces that I own. And this is just a snapshot because still in its roll, I have to get a frame for it because it's like in canvas. I got to cut the canvas, but look,
Sure, you have to get like a custom frame for it.
now what's the name of this art appreciation over there?
This is a Star Wars version of Edvard Munch's Scream.
It's just horrifying and beautiful all at the same time. Beautiful colors.
Yeah,
Very well done.
You see the absolute destruction of the Death Star firing in the background, getting ready to wipe out Scarif, and the sheer terror on, and I forget that dude's name, but this is from Rogue One.
Yeah. This is our good friend Jerry got this for me. He was my secret Santa. He scared the crap out of me by sending this to me. And
good.
I can't wait to put it in a frame and post it up.
And legitimize it.
And don't feel bad, Jerry, because I got all kinds of great art that's not hung up yet because I'm a loser when it comes to hanging stuff up. I get too particular, so I just put it off. Andy's got an entire wall off to his left that should be full of great stuff, and it isn't. And I have a couple more items, actually, Andy. We'll do one more of yours, and then I'll grab them and put them up on the camera like you did. But this is a fantastic piece and one worth owning. So thank you again.
And I bet Steve Sansweet doesn't have this.
He might not. He might not. You know what else Steve Sansweet doesn't have?
Tell me. Show me.
These two ugly bastards. These guys keep coming back. We like show them any chance we can because they're the creepiest sons of bitches on earth. Yeah,
and one just sold for $60 with shipping included the other day. Well, yesterday, I think. Sunday, yeah. These, I can't stress to you enough how weird and awesome these are. Josh and I both got one about the same time. And it was like, well, when one of us got one, the other one had to have it too because they were just so good. And no, again, here's a situation where no two look alike.
Yeah, but I made a shady deal on Facebook to get mine.
Yeah.
It was shady, and I went to a bad neighborhood to pick mine up.
But it was local.
Yeah, it was local.
Yeah.
But it was a bad neighborhood.
And just for clarification, Josh's is the one that is more painted than mine. Mine is the sick ET looking one. Josh is the green and brown version.
Nightmare fuel they are.
Yeah.
Or Shabby and Tez. I agree with that too. Yeah. This is
which is rich.
This is crazy. We got Rook in here. No, these guys are just creepy as hell. I love putting them up. We will demonstrate and show them to you at any moment.
Oh,
mine sits behind me proudly.
And the fact that they light up is just it's the cherry on top.
It is. And we've talked about them enough before, so we'll move on. But
before you move on, Josh, I want to throw this out there.
Okay, let me put it back up because they should stare at them longer than they have to.
There's actually a Princess Leia version.
Oh, that's right. You sent me that. Yeah.
And this is, now make no mistake, these are not licensed merchandise.
Oh, they can't be.
Okay, and neither was the Leia, but it's made exactly the same. She had the same kind of jeweled necklace.
Oh, it catches the light, the little Christmas light you put inside.
And if anybody can find
Type C.
Yep.
After I got mine, I had to clean them, or else that was probably a possibility.
So, if anybody can find a Princess Leia version of this, I would be so interested.
Yeah, and as would I, because this is one of those things that I want to keep up.
Well, we've even talked about, should we buy all of them? Like, should we just buy
should we start
all of
the
these?
creepy Yoda unlicensed Star Wars merch collection? Yes, the answer is yes. Okay, Andy, you've convinced me, and away we go.
There's like 3 or 4 on YouTube going from anywhere from $50 to $200.
$200.
Yeah, somebody wants $200 for one of these, which is awesome. But
look at they're licensed in Mexico.
Yeah, true.
Odds are.
What's really awesome too is that it doesn't matter where you position yourself on the screen, they're staring at you.
Yeah, they are. They're like those.
Yeah. What do they call that?
I don't know.
The gaze that follows you.
Yeah,
there's a term for that in art.
I just call it like
creepy as shit.
Yeah, and also like Disneyland and the Haunted Mansion. They have those.
Definitely,
but
definitely.
All right. Well, okay. So I've got a live.
Here. A live reveal.
And these are they're like the strange, the odd, and like the super cool.
Hold on. Scuba. Oops.
What? Oh,
sorry. Scuba. You know where the light bulb
goes.
You
know where the light bulb goes, buddy. It goes. Oh man. It goes in the Dagobah's hut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the Dagobah.
In the Dagobah. There you go. See, I'll give the premise and you finish it off for us in the Dagobah.
Oh, don't these hats look good?
Oh, they do. Yeah, we're the most fashionable we've ever been today because we have a sponsor. That's why we can afford. I'm just kidding. No. Give me a break. All right. So here you go. Solo me up. Let's see if I can get.
Okie dokie.
So I found a collection of these at a con at our Rose City Comic Con. Rose City Con, Portland, Oregon. And I just found them to be fascinating. And this is just one of them. I've got 4. And actually, this isn't even the coolest one. This is the one I could grab on the way by. They're upstairs. Don't worry about grabbing them. But it's like World War II pictures entwined with, Imperial kind of, I don't know, it's basically kind of like they did in the movies, replacing the German Nazis with the Empire.
Yeah, and so what I really like about these, because I've seen all of them, is that like these are famous pictures,
right?
Famous World War II, famous war pictures that they substitute in Star Wars into.
Exactly. So there's one of an AT-AT kind of in the fog, kind of just like the Death Star's in the fog here, marching down, like a London street, and it's terrifying. And then there's one of the Imperials. Now, this is kind of a flip on history, though, but a bunch of stormtroopers doing the flag, the famous.
Oh, the Iwo Jima flag.
Iwo Jima flag, pushing it up. There's another one that I had to go and research because I was like, whoa. And it's all these, it's a stormtrooper helmet and obviously on a person, a man, and he's surrounded by bayonets, which is I think a semi-famous picture.
Mhm.
Some of you have probably seen it. I know
I
Rook has.
recognized it. Yeah.
But and I had to go research it. I'm like, what is this? They didn't actually have like an enemy surrounded. Actually, it was a trainer, a defensive arts trainer. I don't know if he was martial arts, but probably. And what he claimed is that barehanded he could escape from this situation, which is impossible. But you know, it's a good claim. It's an amazing picture, and then to have it incorporated with Star Wars is the best. My wife actually gave me permission to hang that up in like the bathroom. I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. But you know, I don't know what her deal was that day, but it was weird. It's a very violent looking picture, and then a few others. So I've been impressed by those. I find them weird, strange, and awesome. So
Count's got a couple. He says.
Does he? Oh, good. And this guy was kind of like, you know, it was one of those books you go through, and I just found him, or I saw him on the table, and I was like, wow, I need to own those. And you can buy them for nothing. You know, you're just buying the print. You got to buy some frames later on. Not sponsored by Coors Light, but you're digging in right now, huh? Yeah. Oh, that's super cool. All right. Well, we've just got a couple more here. Beer. We got to hit.
Yeah, just a couple
Actually,
more.
we've got just one more. Here it is.
Let's do it.
And this is my boy right here. It's my guy. It's Jedi Biff.
Yes, you can get your own pet's head placed on a Jedi or a Han Solo or any Star Wars character that you want.
Jedi Biff. This is my old boy, my old bulldog, English bulldog for you Brits out there. And I loved this dog and I hated him all at the same time. This dog could clear a room just by walking in and letting one rip. And he usually did it when there was company around. Or he just always did it. It's just when company was around, he continued to do it. But he's no longer with us. But my beautiful sister-in-law captured his visage in infamy on Jedi. I love it. It's Jedi Biff. So it's a very odd thing to hang up. But yeah, the bark is strong. It is. It actually was weak. Look at his teeth. He had the most messed up teeth in the world.
So that's accurate.
Yeah, no, that is him.
That's not an artist rendition.
Nope, that is Biff. Those are his teeth. I bet if you got close enough to the painting, you could smell him.
It's a scratch and sniff.
It's a scratch and sniff Biff.
It's a scratch and Biff.
Yeah, Biff rocked. Rook knew Biff. Rook is a good friend of mine. He knew Biff. He rocked. He also smelled. But that's what you get when you get a bulldog. So yeah, they're inbred all the way to the end, and they have issues. So
yeah,
he's a good boy. But if you ever want to put your dog's head on a Jedi, I guess there's a website for that.
You can do that. Yeah, you can do that.
I think that's it for the weird, right? That's all we got. Is there did I miss one?
Well, as far as like our collections go, I think we've done a pretty good job. And what I really hope is that people that are listening, people that are following right now or listening tomorrow or something, if you reach out to us on Twitter at Chronicles, and then you post maybe one or two of your weird or unusual items, gosh, we would love to see it.
We're gonna share.
We will definitely share. We'll repost these pictures tomorrow, and then maybe we'll just start a thread of show me your weird.
Show me your weird, baby.
But that's actually a great transition to our last thing here, Josh.
All right,
and that is our weekly. Do we have a drop for me?
We got a drop, brother.
Hit it.
I will.
Show me your collection.
Every week we try to feature one of our followers' Star Wars collections. It's part of the reason why we do this. We love seeing what you guys have. We love seeing what you guys are into and how you choose to display them, whether it's just one small shelf in a room or if it's an entire room altogether. And we do this on Twitter, linking to our website using the hashtag #ShowMeYourCollection. And we've been doing it, Josh. We've been doing this for almost 2 years now. I just got a Twitter notification celebrating our 2-year anniversary.
Did you?
And which we haven't been doing this for 2 full years, but it's been almost 2 years that we've been featuring.
We did create the Chronicles Twitter account, so I mean something had been going on.
Yeah,
there, right?
we were moving in that direction.
That's right.
But without fail, I shouldn't say without fail. I have dropped the ball on a couple of weeks where we didn't get a featured collection up, but we've been doing this for about 2 years now, where we've featured somebody's Star Wars collection, and they have ranged from all shapes and sizes, and ranging from vintage to new to everything in between, the weird stuff, the cool stuff, posters, cutouts, pins, patches, figures. I mean, everybody's into something. Everybody's collection is a little bit different and unique to themselves, and there's reasons and stories behind it, and we're here for all of it.
Yes, we are.
Today's Show Me Your Collection feature on beyondtheblastdoors.com comes to us from Greg Cass, one of our patrons. Shout out to our Patreon. Fist bump.
Fist bump.
All right. Greg, we've gotten to know Greg probably a little bit over the last year or so, maybe, I want to say. And he's got a fantastic Star Wars collection. From what it looks like, it's mostly confined to one room.
Well, should we see it?
Let's pull it up, Josh.
All right.
I can tell
Sorry,
you
I started at the bottom.
that.
There we go.
And now we're here.
Now we're here.
From the bottom
Oh,
of
that's
the
the best picture in the whole bunch right there.
So he's got a corner lit up. He's got 2 awesome posters with 2 lightsabers lighting it up with a Founders special Beyond the Blast Doors
Yeah.
Founders package.
There's not
light.
many of those made. I'll tell you that much. That's
21
probably
or something.
one of his most valuable pieces.
On top of a massive Lego Millennium Falcon.
Beautiful.
The big boy.
Big boy.
Not just the big one, the biggest
The biggest.
boy.
Oh, I love the sabers in the back. What a beautiful setup. Now I have to ask a question, and he doesn't have to answer, but you can though if you want in the chat. You turn those on just for the pick because they go, or have you figured out how to leave them on
Without humming.
Without humming.
Yeah.
It's
Great
okay if you
question.
haven't. I would turn them on for the pick too because it's beautiful. That's good. All right, next. Oh, we
So
get to
this
see
is-
behind the glow
Yes,
there.
he's got some Black Series in betwixt the sabers.
Yeah, he's got some good ones in there. I like the Carbo, Mando, and Boba Fett. Those are great. It's an IG-11. I can't tell. Maybe it's an 88. Maybe it's
Well,
11.
maybe Shabby can identify the number.
I can't see the number even.
I know there's a Walmart exclusive Ray up top.
Mm-hmm. Got the first edition. Well, that's great. Ah, see, that's just a.
Now, I believe that is a Star Wars movie poster styled C or D. I can't remember.
Look at the signature on that one.
And he references this, his R2D2 Pepsi Cola cooler. And there's a really cool story about how he got it and who it's he got it from his dad. And his dad is a grocery store owner in a small town, and anyway, I'll save the story for those that want to read it.
Where can they read it at?
www.beyondtheblastdoors.com. It's the featured article on the left-hand side of the
Sure.
website today.
You can see these pictures in all their glory without having to view it through with Andy and I next to them. You know, kind of sullies it a bit.
So pulling out a little bit, you can see that cooler just a little bit more.
Yeah, I love that cooler. Who else has that cooler? I think our buddy Trevor has that cooler or a version of it.
Yeah. So I had it.
Yeah.
We traded. He had it, and it got used in a golf tournament. And
that's right.
I'm not sure what happened to it after that.
I think it's still around.
Okay.
Love it.
Yep. And he's got some. It's like a store down there. He's
It
got
really
figures
is.
on the hooks.
At any moment, he's up for sale.
Yeah. If he can't find what Walmart's dealing, he can just walk downstairs.
He'll check his pegs. Love it.
A little closer. He's got
Porg action.
He's got the Star Wars retro, the Empire Strikes Back retro. He's got some
Ooh, look
vintage
at that.
collection.
Look at that corner.
So this is where we get into a little bit of his Obi-Wan
Obsession.
obsession collection. And I love that his shelves, and I think we're going to get closer pics of his shelves, but each shelf is like a featured character.
Yeah.
And he's got a Lando, he's got Obi-Wan, he's got
Let's
some
get a little Last Jedi shelf there. Whoa, we got a
got a
BB-8.
BB-8 shelf.
Lando, I love all the pops.
Yeah,
Lando
I mean,
shelf.
he's got everything from comics to plush to Funkos to lightsabers. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's just a plethora.
it's just
Oh, I love that.
it's all
poster
goodness.
in the middle.
Yeah, that Obi-Wan poster
That is
stuff.
awesome.
And then he's got the Gentle Giant.
Yeah, Gentle Giant down there.
Obi-Wan, which is very cool. You don't see a lot of people with Gentle Giants.
No, they're not.
You have one, right?
I have one.
Yeah.
I have a Snaggletooth.
You have just that one?
That's it.
Okay.
Yep. Just
Cool.
a snag.
And then now we're starting to see some of his Obi-Wan.
Yeah, Obi-Wan
which
just
is
going.
awesome.
Oh, I've got the Obi-Wan bobblehead on the capital ship there. I love the bust. Look at that General Kenobi bust.
Woo, awesome.
I mean, not as nice as my
that's a
Porkins bust, but very nice nonetheless.
He's so good.
Look at that. Look at that Muppet. I don't know his name. The eagle. That's
Yeah,
Obi-Wan.
yeah. Classic.
So good. So good. Some good.
And the
Obi.
Black Series behind there. Yep. There's
Yeah.
just a lot of
So we don't need to ask
goodness.
Greg what his favorite character is. What is that?
The cutout. I believe that's Padme.
No.
Amidala.
The statue. Is that Obi-Wan too?
Yeah, that's the oh shoot, what do they call that? Is that the mythos Obi-Wan?
Sideshow mythos?
Yeah, and it's got his clone armor on the backpack. That's one of my favorite, by the way.
That is, I'm hoping. Does he have a close up of it?
Well, it's a little closer there. You can blow that up, Josh.
Well, I always get scared. You can go to the site and see it yourself and blow it up. Oh, there it is. It's on the side.
Oh, you're just catching the.
That's okay. I like the other stuff too. Look at those curtains. This is a great collection.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is right there. We're getting enough
Oh,
pieces that I could piece it together.
You can see all of it in 4 pictures.
Is that the Ahsoka
Sideshow mythos.
ball cap right there? Oh, look at the coasters.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, where's the Hall of Chronicles coaster at?
Hey, wait a second. He must be using it.
Hopefully he's got his rump on that.
Yeah, he's using it.
Oh, and all the pins. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, I like that. The pins on the lanyards there.
Yeah,
That's good.
It's a good
Sideshow
use of-
mythos.
Good use of your pins. Well, very cool. So again, go to the beyondtheblastdoors.com if you want to read Andy's write-up and see these pictures in all their glory. Minus.
I do have to mention too, Jackson, he threw it out there, the wallpaper. He's got a couple of rolls of Star Wars wallpaper, and
Where were they?
there's a great story, very touching. I was moved when Greg sent me the answer to. I asked him, as I ask all of them, is like, what's your most prized Star Wars possession? And he gave 2. It was the R2D2 cooler
Mm-hmm.
that he got from his dad.
Sure. Yeah.
And then the 2 rolls of Star Wars wallpaper that he got from his aunt.
Oh, very cool.
And the stories of how he got those and why they're on the website, they're very cool. And that's why Star Wars is so cool, because it resonates with so many people in different ways that we all have something to relate to.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've never met Greg, but he seems like a cool guy, and we have a connection with him through this.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
very cool.
very cool.
Well, especially if you kind of grew up in it, no matter what age you started at or what time you started at in Star Wars, usually it was your aunts or your parents or your, whatever relatives that took the time to know that you liked something, go find it. And some of those things are the coolest things you've got, hey, even though they didn't have a clue or a care for Star Wars,
Yeah.
they knew you did, and they bought you something. So it's an excellent collection. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And you can go there and stare at those pictures, see something awesome. We kind of breeze through the shelves, but that's because we want you to go look for yourself. Take some time and check out Ion Cannon's awesome collection.
Yep.
Hashtag show me your collection.
At Ion Cannon. Well, Josh, I think that wraps up our show for today. I want to thank Read 5 Designs.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the toy reviews that we will be doing, sponsored by them. I want to thank Greg for sharing his collection. I want to thank you guys that have joined us in the chat. and are listening to us on Rewind, whether it be audio or on YouTube, don't
Yeah.
forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And tomorrow, go ahead and share with us on Twitter at Chronicles. Tag us, and maybe we'll just start a thread. Whoever gets it going first. Your weird or unusual or strange Star Wars collectibles, and that should be fun. We'll try and carry it out for the next day or two.
Yeah, no, that's good time. That's what we do on Twitter, right? We like talking to you guys about your toys and
other stuff
and putting it up there and
absolutely
and just join the party. Thank you so much for joining us in the chat. All those that stayed with us and commented and participated. This is why we show up. It's always fun. It's always fun. It's like, oh, you ready to get together with your buddies tonight and hang out and talk Star Wars and see some funny stuff. I don't know. I also thought that the metal Yoda should probably have a band name. Put a post up for that because that's gonna go because these guys are already on it.
Oh yeah,
and that's just off the top of their head.
Yeah,
I mean they're trying to pay attention. They're hanging on every word you and I say
exactly
while coming up with these
as they should.
Right. So love you guys and gals. Thank you so much for joining us. Andy, what do we always say?
Go play with your toys.
See ya.